I don't know. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, is trying to just figure out why I did these things. I'm trying to still figure out what I was up to.
Don't ask me. I
I
wasn't sure
know.
what we were doing either.
Well, that makes two of us that are lost completely on what we were doing.
I apparently lost track of my pencils.
I see your new table. I like it.
Thank you. I now have to reorganize everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
I have to go to IKEA to get new storage things because I may be getting rid of my old table.
Uh-huh.
Um, and if I do that, then all my storage that I've been using my old table with will go away.
Right. You're keeping
So,
stuff in your table.
so yeah, the idea was to put it underneath my camera so that I had it there, and then I was going to clean up the area by my door and put my old table there and use that for like a storage space. But the table's too big.
Yeah, I was gonna say that table's too big. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's either I have to prop it up to make it fit, but then the base is still going to be the problem because that's what makes it too big.
Right.
Whereas this one, the base is smaller, but the problem is is the top is going to be too big for that space.
Sure.
However, with it up like this, it would fit, but I have no storage area.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
When it comes to the drawing side, though, I think it should be wherever you feel comfortable, and then rearrange the room around it.
yeah, pretty much.
Because
But
that's
it's
I've
easily
discovered that
movable.
if I put, and I don't know, I mean, I don't want to put too much into like the feng shui belief because I don't understand it really that well, but I do believe that there are places where if I put my table in a room and the lighting is weird or not right or whatever, I will never want to sit there and draw. It'll like resist me, and I just hate it. So typically, I just like find the place that feels right to put my table, and then put my table there, and then build the rest of the room around it.
Yeah, my whole thing is just I need to get working again.
Or
I just got to a point where I'm no longer like coughing every single 5 seconds. So
right,
um, yeah,
that's good.
um, which is
I
great.
missed you, man. I missed you.
Well, I mean, I missed a lot of people. Everyone's like, "Oh," but no one actually ever like checked like what was going on. I've been having to tell people what's going on. So
Nobody? Because I thought we were pretty up to date. Were we not up
no,
to date?
no, no, no. I mean, like if I didn't tell anyone, no one knew what was going on. Like pretty much, like no one, like no, like because of the way I talk to people. Apparently, I get accused of like not really talking to people all the time.
Oh,
Which is quite all right because people stress me out.
that's fair.
My friends normally don't, but
But
people,
people
human
like your
beings,
followers online or whatever.
yeah,
I follow.
um,
I'm like, I thought we were really close here. We figured that all out.
yeah, no, no, no. Yeah. So like many family members don't know what's going on, and I would
Mm.
like to keep it that way with most of my family. Um, some of my cousins know because I told them. But they're usually their closer cousins, not anything else.
Hmm.
My not all my siblings have been told.
That's fair.
Um, I have only have one parent that actually knows what's going on. Because I can't have any stress
Hmm.
right now. and that's pretty much what it is. It's like I'm just trying to prevent stress.
I get that.
So um, everyone's like, "That's kind of weird of me." I'm like, "No, no, it's
That's fair.
not." But anyhow, how's it going?
So far, I've been doing. I mean, I guess I don't know. I want to do something else today. I did finish doing the rough drafts of the last 2 issues of this episode of my comic, so they're out right now, being proofread.
Sweet.
I did. I mean, like all of the pictures were pretty much just stick figures, effectively. Because when I did the first issue, I sent it off to my best friend, and he said, "I don't even understand this whole page. You're gonna have to redo this whole page." And I'd already drawn everything, and I was like, "Is there any way to salvage it without having to do that?" And so this time I did it all as stick figures, so that he can't do that. Well, or that he can do it, but it won't be that big of a deal. He didn't like page 6, 7, and 8. He wants me to rearrange them or whatever. Oh, that's easy. So that's what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So for the
Sounds
most part,
like you're not a visual person.
Sounds like what? Oh no, he isn't actually, but he's a sci-fi fan, and he's somebody who really can give me good feedback on that, which is good.
Oh,
He and I also go all the way back to high school, so he's got absolutely zero problems with saying this doesn't work and all of this sucks. You're gonna have to redo this entire thing, without thinking, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to break, to hurt your feelings," because he's not. He knows that there's been many things over the years that he's gone, "This is an incredible piece. I love this piece." So it weighs out really well for him to go, "This one didn't work. You're gonna have to redo it." And I love that. Having just somebody around that can do that is good.
I have a friend who's like that. We read each other's stuff and we'll be brutally honest about it.
Yeah.
And the thing is like we've had full on discussions about this. Like you need people that are able to not only critique your stuff, but also sit there and like have it unfiltered. Because if you don't have that and you just have people that like, here we go, yeah, we're gonna do this and blow everything to the point where like it makes you feel like you're walking on like cloud 9, and everything that you do is so good. It doesn't need to be edited. Doesn't need to be changed. Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, then they get like 3 replies of those, and then you have someone like me, and I go, I start out my whole entire conversation. Your main character is the snobbiest brat ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just goes on how, like, she needs to rethink on how she does this character because she's not likable.
Right.
And it's unrealistic. She sounds like a rich kid snob that has one dimension, and you want this to be your main character, and I can't even root for her.
Right.
So her mom's dead. Big whoop. She doesn't seem like she really cares about it. I was brutal.
That's pretty funny.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, it is useful to have someone like that.
Yeah. The worst part about it is like when people sit there and like, and I like to sit there and I tell people like it's the Stephen King effect.
Yeah.
It's like you have it if you want an editor that's going to actually edit your stuff and actually make it seem like it should be good. Stephen King's books that are edited well, you can tell that he was highly edited well.
Mm-hmm. Because it's actually a good coherent story.
Right.
But then you know that there are those that.
And then he's had other editors that not only have like basically just like, oh my god, I'm working as the editor for Stephen King. Everything's great. Nothing needs to be changed.
Right.
Those are the books that do horrible.
And they're brutally bad.
There's no in between. It's like you either have really good books from him or really bad ones. Very inconsistent.
Yep.
And
There's no in between.
And everyone's like, why do you hate on Stephen King so much? And I'm like, because it's easy. I don't like his writing when he's not edited.
Right.
And it's really hard to read his unedited or his truly edited stuff because it doesn't seem like him that everyone sits there and says is so great. Like, and everyone's like, well, he made most of the tropes. I'm like, no, actually, he just took tropes that were already there and redid them in a way which was modern instead of Victorian.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Like, Christine the car, okay, yeah, that's great, but we've had inanimate objects come to life and kill people before.
Right.
But it was the fact that he wrote it as a car. That's what made it unique. That's what made it seem original. But it's not an original idea to have an inanimate object have a force of life of its own. We've gotten it from other horror authors that he pulls inspiration from. So, right. and everyone's like, but now you're saying that there's no original thought. And I'm like, no, there is original thought. There's a process to it. It's how do you take thoughts that were done and make them seem original?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I mean, none of our stories are really original in that. I mean, it really, honestly, in that way. I mean,
right. And they're like, but that still doesn't mean that that you're saying that there's original thought. And I'm like, okay, first of all, let's take Stephen King's Carrie. Okay, Carrie, latent psychic ability, powered girl. She's constantly ruthlessly bullied. She's like basically the embodiment of a tragic heroine.
Yeah.
Okay. And hey, Can.
Waving from the blanket pile.
Yep. So you have this girl. She's a teenager. She's in a highly religious family. Her mom is like extremely repressive, restrictive, everything.
Yeah, kind of rough. Yeah.
And then you have this girl who just wants to live her life without having to be bullied in one part of her life. Because she goes home, she's bullied. She's bullied at school, and then all of a sudden, you add stress to the mix, and bam, she gets her latent psychic powers kick in.
Right.
And and that makes her mom worry even more. And that makes and no one actually sees it, and then they tease her to the point where they've dropped pig's blood on her. Mm-hmm. And then everyone realizes, don't pick on the quiet kid.
Right.
Okay, sure, great. This happened. Now, let's look at stories that came before this about something similar. There's Edgar Allan Poe tales of don't mess with the people who are quiet.
Right.
There's H.P. Lovecraft and his group of friends wrote many stories that way. There's a couple of them that are a little bit not so PC now.
Right.
But, H.P. Lovecraft did have stories of kids that had latent powers as well. But also those same stories kind of tie into Conan the Barbarian as well, so choose your poison with that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, that actually kind of does fit. Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. But Stephen King kind of pulls from that era of
Mhm.
morbid, dark horror
Right.
on occasion, and some of those themes kind of are within his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I pull from there too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just modernize it, and that's basically on where you go, and that's where I was going with this. Is like basically you can take any tale about anyone that anyone's written, reformat it into something that sounds a little that it can apply today, and if you update the reference, kind of rearrange the storytelling just a little bit, it could be a good story
Right.
if it's written well. If it's not written well, you can definitely tell.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if I'm like on a diatribe or something.
No. That's actually fine.
So, but yeah, like I just have a huge problem with some people thinking that Stephen King is above that type of work, when a lot of his stuff does come from other areas that's just rebranded and redifferent, like I described.
Right.
Um, I also don't think that you should pay people to try to run you over with a car. So
You're just saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that I know that there's been a lot that people heap onto to King, and to some degree I follow it. He is a good writer. He's the only person I've ever read who actually really did scare me while reading a book. You know, never had that experience. My mom had talked about The Exorcist scaring her so bad, and I chuckled at it. You know, ha 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 ha. And then I read Sundog in 4 Past Midnight, and it was just a short story, and it was one of the most terrifying things I had ever read. And I suddenly realized that I guess I could be scared. You know, so I appreciate his skill. He was obviously he's capable of doing something that I didn't think was doable, and that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I don't. He's a good guy. He's a good writer, but doesn't necessarily mean that he's the end all be all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was trying to stay
Yeah.
say pretty much. It's like I just get tired of everyone going. Not just Stephen King. There's a couple of authors that I have huge problems with. Their material is just not as good as the fandom actually states.
Right.
And like one of them is Stephanie Myers. Like I really don't. I know the Twilight Saga, and I know like her other book that she wrote after. Do I think that's a healthy story? No.
Yeah.
I have never seen that as a healthy way. Is it a depiction of toxic teenage love? Yes. It is very much like when you're a teenager, this is on what love feels like, and I understand that part, and that's what got it to be very popular. But also at the same time, that's the most dangerous type of love that you can describe to a human being.
Right.
Like when you don't want to listen to your parents, you don't want to listen to your friends, you just want to be with that person because you're completely driven by hormones. That is not love. So, so I have a big, huge problem with her writing just for relationship dynamics.
Agreed. I agree with you there.
So the only other one that I think that the few authors that I actually do enjoy reading, most of them I like reading because they don't do the stuff like it's not that they're tropey. It's like basically they do realistic goal expert. They have realistic problems within relationships. They
Yeah.
have realistic things that people should be mad about. And like I haven't gotten through the full thing yet. But if anyone wants to know like what Nightmare the Queen the Pumpkin Queen, which is like a continuation of what happens after the events of Nightmare Before Christmas, and Sally's take in Sally's new role of Pumpkin Queen.
Right.
That one's actually been fairly well written, and I really do like it, and I enjoy it. But if you read it, it's one of those ones that basically goes, I didn't think Sally would go this direction after the movie. Because no one realized if you watch the original film, she doesn't want to be submissive, she doesn't want to be tied down, but she wants to be with Jack. She doesn't want to be with the doctor. But she's acting like a teenager, forced into a relationship with an older man.
Right.
And
It's
Jack,
interesting though.
yeah, and Jack is supposed to be like, you know, more her age.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like when you watch that, and I was pointing out to someone at the end of that movie, the doctor creates a female version of himself and uses half of his brain to put inside her so that they can have conversations that have meaning to them. So the doctor's version of love was not good in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also that is a Tim Burton type project. So
It's very Tim Burton-y.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just realized I did not get this heels, but I gave her heels in the very first panel, I think. Oh no, I don't show her feet. Okay, good. So I can switch to shoes now. Bill goes to a work thing today, so I'm gonna have the whole house to myself.
I'm just glad to have you on the show today.
Oh, I'm just happy to be here.
Well, good. Good. Nice to have you with me today. I missed you.
I miss being on the show. The last time I was here, I mean, I kind of like glossed over what was going to happen. So
Yeah.
it's not like everyone doesn't know. So, I've just been gone because of health issues.
Yeah. It's totally fine. That is absolutely okay. I mean, it's the same thing as Can. Can's got a job that puts him up at dark stupid in the morning every morning. I don't blame him. He can't be here. There's just nothing he can do about it. And I'm not like worried or anything. I just miss you guys. That's all. It's not like, you're not. It's not a requirement to be here. I just, it's nice to have you here. That's all.
Yeah.
Nice to have other people here. Nice to have my buddies with me. This Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday is the Fort Collins thing. If you want to hang.
So on the 2nd of August, I am going to be out of town to the 10th.
Okay, well, maybe we won't hang then.
Yeah. Um, yeah, me and Bill are going down. My mom, I got the go ahead to travel yesterday, so we're gonna go down to Florida, see my mom, see my siblings, see Bill's grandmother that's still down there, possibly see some other family members. We're mainly going down to because my mom wants to do the family vacation thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so that's pretty much what we're going down for. And then my dad's birthday is around the same time, so we may do something. I'm not sure because my family doesn't really plan much when it comes to events. And I've asked my dad if he was going to take the day off so that his children that are coming in from out of state can at least celebrate his birthday while they're in the state.
Right.
And he's like, I can't take off, and I was like, well, I can't eat when you the time frame that you want me to eat, so it's gonna be interesting because if he makes food, he's gonna demand that I eat it, and he's gonna basically be like, I can't eat after this time anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had this very long discussion with my doctor yesterday of what I can and can't do. Sorry.
Right.
I don't want to get to my 60s and have to do what you did to lose all of my weight.
Right. Agreed.
So, yeah, you know. Um, so tomorrow or Thursday, I haven't decided. I'm gonna probably go into Estes Park um, in the morning because my mom wants me to pick some items up that she got the same items she already got. She wants me to pick up again
Right.
because she bought them for someone else, and so now she wants them for herself. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Sort of.
Essentially, there is a place in Estes Park that sells moonshine, and they have a butterscotch moonshine.
Uh-huh.
And so she wants me to pick up the butterscotch moonshine. And then they have a caffeinated coffee moonshine.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Hang on real quick. I'm going to kill the volume real quick. Hang on.
Okay.
Yep. So I may have to go here in a minute or two.
Oh, okay. Bill walked in to say hello.
I think I came in just in time to say hello then.
Hi, Bill.
How are
Hi,
you?
Bill. I'm doing okay. It's 2023 is not rolling out so awesome. Notice
Right. I hear that.
lots of stuff going on.
Mhm.
So, but I'm making it through, and I'm doing all right, and all's well, and stuff like that. So, I mean, in the general sense, all is well.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Did he tell you we got some better news on his health?
Did we
Yeah.
got what?
I
Better
did that.
news
I
on
did
his.
that option.
Oh, okay. His health is doing pretty good, so I'm feeling a lot better.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm glad to have Pepper here. We were like, great. But then, of course, Mariah just walked in and said that she wanted to go do something in a minute or two that needs me to go with her. And I'm like, I just got on stream, so that's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
This week's going to be weird for streaming anyway. I've got like a photo shoot that can only be done at 9 a.m. You know,
Wow.
nobody. It's a house that needs to get the photos done, and only 9 is the only time that they'll do it. So it's like, oh, okay, and it's way up north. Like it's up I-25 way up north. So it's a
Right.
long haul out there. I'll be doing the shoot and then coming back, and there's no way I can do my stream during that.
Mhm.
Like really?
What
But
day
that's
is
okay.
that?
It's the way it goes, and I deep breath and I'll figure it out. You know.
Yeah.
What day is that one?
That's going to be, I think it's both Wednesday and Thursday.
This week?
Yeah, I'm bringing up my thing for that just to check. Hang on.
Is it near us? Because we can always get together for lunch or something.
Might be near you. Hang on. Let me see.
I probably won't be there because I'll be in Denver tonight, tomorrow, and the day after. So
Oh yeah,
I have my company meetup. So
that works.
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so it's Thursday morning at 9 a.m. definitely, but we're also doing we have to do the drone part of it on Wednesday.
Okay.
So let me see if I can see where it is. That doesn't look like it. Dang it. He sent me the address, my realtor did. We're just in a weird spot. You know what I mean? Like everything's kind of wonky and strange. Did you hear what was going on with Twitter?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Becoming X now.
It's X.
Well, from what I heard, they're going to be doing an extremely slow transition because there was mention of there was experience with something else that did a fast transition and it just like crashed.
Yeah.
So lessons were learned there, and they're going to just very slowly turn it into X. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see how close it is. No, it's pretty close to Can.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still because it's in Frederick, which is right next to Firestone. So it's really close to Firestone proper.
Isn't that out? That's more east, right?
Oh no, it's at I-25. It's just that it's at I-25 and like near the Bella Rosa Parkway
Yeah.
exit.
It's
Yeah. So it's not like I can't come have lunch with you guys or whatever, but you know.
No, it's one of those things I would have to drive down.
You'd have to drive down and meet us, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and I can't because I have a doctor's appointment at 11:40.
Right.
So never mind.
There was going to be some form of complication the moment you said it wasn't in my area.
Yep.
So.
And the Fort Collins Comic Club will be on the 5th, which you'll be out of town, so we'll just have to try again in August.
Yeah. So,
except I think that in September. We'll have to try again in September, but I think the September one is on NDK. Yeah.
Yes,
September
that is
one's on
true.
NDK, so that won't happen.
That's
So it'll be October, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is October 4th. Except that's the annual. Damn it, man. I'm not going to be able to go back to the comic club until like November or something. That's wild.
Did he tell you we're involved in 2 different D&D campaigns now?
Oh no, you're getting drafted all over the place.
So wait, hold on. So
Hold on, wait. No, there's more to this.
Our Wednesday campaign is our neutral evil campaign,
Right.
where pretty much everyone's either evil or neutral.
Okay. That's
And
fair.
our Friday campaign is our lawful good to neutral campaign.
Okay.
And the DMs are friends.
Okay.
And they're in each other's campaigns.
Ah, that makes sense.
So eventually we're going to have both parties meet.
And then have to fight each other.
Yes, but one party right now is still coming up to level 5.
Right.
And we're going to be losing DM Grace.
Gotcha.
So that's the evil party.
That's fair.
I'm not evil, so I am...
He's neutral. I'm basically a daughter of a Lord of Hell.
Right.
And I just got a second approval of another Hierarch demon named Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
And then our other campaign, I play a Dragonborn that is silver with red eyes.
That's awesome.
And silver hair. And no one's figured out that we have a drow in the party.
That's awesome.
And he's true neutral, so it's not like anyone's like, oh no one cares.
We actually had a fun one-off on Friday because the DM wasn't able to show up, and we weren't able to know that until we were already there.
Okay.
And it was only 3 of us there, plus the other DM. So the other DM was like, well, I can just give you like a little side quest from the other campaign. And it was fun to have fewer people because you could get a little bit more like interaction instead of having to like wait for 5 people to take their turn before you pick another one.
Right.
So
that's typically one of the things that is like the killer about D&D is, oh, my turn's over. I'll just go to sleep now. Wake me up in a couple hours,
Right.
It's kind of like the thing that has to happen there.
Mm-hmm. The problem
I
is
get that.
one of the guys in the group is like a big talker, and he has to like describe everything and give it like, like this thing in this show or this thing in this show, and on. Like me and him are both there in our heads just going, can we get on with it?
Right.
And he happens to be the DM for the Friday campaign.
Right.
And so I started out the Friday campaign going, listen, I don't mind if you give explanation, but can we give the explanation as the story's going on instead of stopping and having like a 5-minute diatribe on why it's like this show?
Right.
We get it. It's a castle. It's like Dracula's castle.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Let's get into the building and let's start killing monsters. And my character, what's the first thing that he does when he goes up against a trio of Enids? He rolls a charisma check.
To be friendly. I'm friendly.
It's just like when you have like a 3-hour campaign and you feel like you spend an hour and a half of it just describing stuff. It's just,
right.
Yeah.
That's the tough one. And I get it.
Yeah, just having the 3 of us was pretty fun.
By the way, my cleric's roll on charisma worked on the Enid, and I converted her to our party for a bit.
That's awesome.
In lieu and promise of sex.
That's fair.
My character is a bad cleric. I am playing him like the horrifying, like, priest, like, monk things from Japanese manga where they're horn dogs.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
The DM was pretty nice for my character because when we got there, like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I just put it together, and I thought when you roll your ability scores, I thought you just start from the top, you roll, and you just enter the numbers as you go down. Well, as a healing druid, I had like a wisdom bonus of 0.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I guess that's just how it goes. And then
right, that's how the dice rolled.
Yeah. Later I found out, like, no, you're supposed to roll all the numbers, and then you just slot them in where you want.
Right.
I was like, oh, so I asked him like, can I shuffle this? And he let me shuffle it.
What's so funny is I have often done that specific thing because I just wanted to see where it went,
Right.
you know, and I have actually intentionally done characters that way.
Mm.
Like, you know, this is me. I'm just going to totally do this, and I'll just roll the dice, and we'll see where they go, and that's the character I'll play.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, "You're crazy," you know. And I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe, but you know. And I often find those characters to be my favorite characters to play because they're hard. It's difficult to play that way.
Mhm.
It's like playing D&D on hard mode, you know?
I actually did that, and I still got really good stats for my character.
Yeah. I mean, you can. It's not
Well,
like you
I
can't,
must have. The character I did it to was a bard.
Yeah.
So it's like really hard to mess up a bard build.
it is kind of hard to mess up a bard. I agree. So,
So,
yeah,
but
that's
you
cool.
need to get going soon, don't you?
I need to get going pretty soon, yeah. But that's
Wanna get back to my
I'll
work.
chat with you for a minute or two, but
See you.
see you later, Bill. Thanks. We may have to actually just do a get together outside of the the thingies that I usually go up there for,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm looking at the calendar and I'm like, the next time I'm actually going to attend the what's its thing is going to be in November, it looks like now, because there's just something on every first weekend all the way through.
Well, we have Fort Collins at the end of August. Aren't you cabling there?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good point. We could definitely do that. We're both on that one.
Yeah.
That's excellent. We can hang out there. We shall hang out together there.
I mean, I know Todd has a habit of putting us like right next to one another, too.
Well, I'd hope so. Yeah. But either way, are you going to? I guess you can't stay on stream, so I'm going to go on ahead and.
Well, no, I can't. I mean, I could if I had the
Oh,
permission,
good.
but I don't think
just-
I.
Well, I'd give you permission if you wanted it. I think we asked. You were like, So.
Well, I'm not at a point where I can really take on the stream by myself.
Fine. That's fine.
So,
Cool.
all right. Well,
I'm glad I got to hang out with you for a little bit today. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. I mean, I got most of the panel that I'm working on done, so
Always a plus.
yeah. So I'm actually getting to I'm in the build-up page right now, and before you go, my next page that I start working on, I am going to have a commercial break that I make. That is for the commercial for the Fresno Nightcrawler leggings.
Okay.
So I have to draw a sexy legging version of the Fresno Nightcrawler.
All right. That's weird, but okay.
Keep your imagination alive there.
Right. All right, my friend. Well, I'm going to have to get going. Otherwise, I will be late. So I will talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.